Hey guys, this is Marissa from Vegan Rissa. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm so glad that you made it here. So I have a poem today that I wrote, which I titled, I just recently wrote it just the other day, and I was so excited to share it with you guys. It is a little bit long, but I promise you it's worth it, so please just hang on for the whole thing. Thank you so much, and here it is. The animals need you to stop paying for them to be enslaved, raped, tortured, and murdered, just so that you can have a glass of milk, eggs, and a burger. We've been lied to our whole life about what meat and dairy really is. In fact, it's not meat at all, but animal corpses. You sprinkle the animal with ketchup and disassociate that it was a living being. Because to most, it's easiest, not knowing, not seeing. Ignorance is bliss, they say. I'm here to help you put that mentality to an end. Because your living in ignorance is causing hell to our furry friends. Since birth, we have been bombarded with lies. The rotted animal corpses cleverly disguised. You've been told that you need calcium from milk and protein from eggs and meat. And that without this in your diet, you'll become weak. That's actually ironic, as the opposite is true. Sure, milk is healthy for a baby cow, not for you. The cow's udder typically gets infected and swells up like a balloon, which produces over 1 million pus cells per teaspoon. Not to mention the hormones, pesticides, pollutants, and fat. And while I'm at it, want to know a quick fact? The countries who drink the most milk have higher rates of osteoporosis and weaker bones. And even though this fact is supported by over 800 studies, it remains highly unknown. Why, you ask? It's simple, you see. If you knew the truth, you'd stop emptying your wallets for the dairy industry. And it gets worse. I know, you're wondering how. Well, for a cow to make milk, they have to birth a baby cow. So they artificially inseminate her, or in other words, rape. Then they take away her baby and lock it in a crate, later to be killed or take the mother's place. The mother cries out for days, just like any mother would. The cycle continues until she is sent to slaughter, once her condition is no longer good. Now, there's more about milk where that came from, but I'll leave it at that, because we still have eggs and meat to include in our chat. You say, but eggs make the perfect breakfast. You can't be serious. Well, would you still agree with that if I told you an egg comes from a chicken's period? Yes, just like humans, eggs are formed by a chicken's reproductive tract, and then they are sent to the grocery store and conveniently packed. You see, eggs are wonderful for nourishing a baby chick. But for human consumption, well, that's just plain sick. You wouldn't need a human's egg, so why is a chicken's egg appealing? Well, that's because the truth that the egg industry has been concealing. Of course they wouldn't tell you that they throw out and kill all the baby hens as if they are trash, because only the female chicks can make eggs, or as the industry sees it, cash. And they won't mention that eggs are loaded with artery-clogging cholesterol, that our bodies naturally make cholesterol, so we don't need it from food at all. And why would they tell you that chickens don't even have enough room to open their wings? And because of all the stress, they start to peck at things, so their solution is to cruelly slice off their claws and their beak, making them even more horrified, leading to salmonella outbreaks. And don't buy that lie when they label them cage-free. They still stack the chickens so close that they can't move, and that's cruel, wouldn't you agree? Now let's move on to meat, because I know that there's a debate that we ate it when we were cavemen, so that still applies to this day. But wait, we also have smartphones and tablets, so let's just throw all that away, because apparently we haven't advanced much more than the caveman days. And anyways, we are herbivores, so get ready for those myths to deface, because there's much more evidence that our ancestors were plant-based. Shouldn't we take note of the fact that we share 96% of a gorilla's genes? And if you look at what they eat, you'll find out it's mostly greens. A misconception that's actually wrong is that we need meat to make our bodies strong. But the strongest land animals in the world are plant-based. Fruits, plants, and leaves are the foods that they embrace. And even if this is all something that you refuse to believe, the way that we currently kill animals would make most grieve. Let's just say that we did hunt animals for food. It wouldn't be necessary now because we have millions of plant-based options to choose, and there's no words to describe the horrible things that slaughterhouses do. They raise animals in their own filth and poo, in conditions so nasty it would be illegal if done to a dog. So why isn't it illegal if it's done to a chicken, cow, or hog? That's because we're made to believe that a dog is a pet and pigs and cows are food. But why the dividing line between paws and hooves? Please, put yourself in their shoes. Would you want to be held in a cage and abused? To get your teeth, tails, and nails ripped off without anything to ease the pain? Wait, why is it that vegans are labeled insane? To be pushed around, beat, and when you desperately try to run away, you get grabbed. To be put on a conveyor belt, hung upside down, still conscious, and get stabbed. And while still alive, kicking and screaming, to get dunked in boiling water that's steaming. I'm sorry if this is all hard to take in, but I think it's important to consider where your meat has been. Naturally, it's hard for a human to watch an animal be hurt. But then why do you pay for someone else to do the dirty work? What has this world turned into? A place where our values are completely misconstrued. When you look into a farm animal's eyes, you can feel the heartbreak, the terror, the cries. When you eat a dead animal corpse, you are consuming the energy of that animal's horrors. You've been misled to believe otherwise, but the truth is that meat is not a healthy option. It is jam-packed with hormones, steroids, antibiotics, and toxins. In fact, it's so bad, the World Health Organization declared that meat contributes to cancer. Ever wonder why 1 in every 2 people get cancer? We live in a society that eats more animal products than fresh fruit and vegetables, so there is your answer. Here's a devastating fact. Over 6 million animals are killed every hour for food. And the reason for that is because who demands meat? You. But that's also a good thing, because that means that each of us has the power to make it stop. And the more people that go vegan, the number of animals killed drops. Let's hope you care about animals, but if you don't, going vegan also helps the hungry get food to eat. Because the majority of our lands that could be used to grow grains and vegetables are used for meat. The animals are fed 16 pounds of grain for every pound. If that weren't fed to livestock, there'd be enough to go around. And for the environmentalists out there, the meat industry causes our environment to be devoured. Did you really believe that the best way to save the planet was a shorter shower? 2,500 pounds of water are needed to produce 1 pound of beef, and 45% of the Earth's land is used, which results in cutting down trees. Going vegan is the only way that we can put all this madness to an end. For every vegan meal, you save 3,000 pounds of water, 16 pounds of grain, and 1 furry friend. Going vegan is easy. There are plant-based versions of everything. Just check out sites such as www.vegansociety.com. You'll find that the rabbit food myth is simply wrong. You can still have pizzas, burgers, and fries, but without the cruelty, cholesterol, and corporate lies. Now that you know the truth, you get to choose. Will you continue to fund these evil corporations which are degrading life on this planet, or will you simply refuse? Thank you guys. I did just want to leave this on a positive note and just say that so many more people are going vegan. It's a great movement. It's really happening. I can tell because, even when I go to the store, I'll check people's carts, and a lot of the times I'll see they have almond milk or butter substitutes, and honestly just seeing that makes me so happy. And there's always more vegan magazines coming out, and there's this whole community, and I really urge you to join because each single person makes a huge difference. Thank you so much for listening, and have an awesome day.